I don't know about you, but this whole spiritual movement is truly annoying me. And I'm not speaking of the global awakening, that is part of this new era that we are in. I am speaking of all these, I'm trying now to say it in a way that doesn't sound negative towards other people, but all these big podcasters, all these big spiritual influencers. When you look into that, they run the same agenda, the same topics, the same channelers, the same remote viewers, and they all carry similar messages. There's a difference between real spiritual awakening, which is about you turning into your sovereignty, into your inner authority, being more authentic, more honest, more real with yourself, and leading your life based from that new vantage point that you are in. And then there's something called influenced awakening, where we are basically relying on systems, relying on teachings, relying on other people to get us through the process, and basically just following another narrative, changing one system into another system and calling it awakening. You see, every real teacher's role is to always bring you back into your sovereignty. It's to always bring you back into your own inner coding. It's not to teach you a system. It's not to teach you a method to get you into that state, because it's not going to work the same way. And this is what I see over and over and over again. Think about it. So many scientists are disappearing. So many people that are influential that spoke the truth. What makes you think that some of these channelers, some of these remote viewers aren't just part of that system because they are allowed to share this information and to spread it, and apparently without any repercussions? And I have experienced this myself whenever I was part of a spiritual group, so-called spiritual group, whether it was only women or mixed. You were accepted, you were great, you were safe as long as you went along with what was known, what was taught popularly, and what everyone else was doing. The moment you brought in the actual truth of how things work, the moment you brought in a different way of looking at things, well, you were called out, you were expelled, you were ignored, a lot of things like that. And it happens all the time. And I'm just sharing this with you to really understand that there is a massive difference between really your power, that is you, and people being in a group, individually respecting each other's abilities and gifts and truths, versus being in a group that just follows a narrative, and the moment you are not up for it, you are out. And what was very interesting for me to observe, the moment I called out that hypocrisy, the moment I called out the BS, it was almost like the whole dynamic in the group shifted, and the group didn't hold anymore the same resonance as before. So people would drift apart, the group would start to dissolve, because also when I enter, I know my coding, I clear out the distortion. So you can see it, and of course with social media, it makes it very difficult to use your discernment, to distinguish. A lot of things are made popular, a lot of things are made just another narrative, packaged beautifully in the title of spirituality and awakening. And this is all part also of the age of Aquarius, which is massive misinformation, massive agendas, massive misuse of what is going on collectively. So please, please, please tune into your inner authority, tune into your own truth, and look at the world from that vantage point.